Hey all, Grandmaster Igor Smirnov is here, and today I'd like to challenge you. Try to solve this really cool chess puzzle. Even some of the Grandmasters could not solve it. Let's see if you can. But before we move on to the puzzle, let me share a few gifts and announcements that I've prepared for you. First of all, here is my little gift to you. This is my book called Champion Psychology. As you can see, we normally sell it for $29, but right now I'm giving it away for you for free. Just check out the description below and you'll see the link to download this book right away. Due to this coronavirus crisis and the lockdown, and we have to stay at home, so I just wanted to give you something that you can read and have a good time, and also at the same time so that it helps you to spend this time with the forced lockdown time doing something useful, productive and uplifting. Secondly, I want to thank you all guys for your support. Recently we reached 64,000 subscribers in our YouTube channel. Thank you once again, and because it was a very chess number, the 64,000 subscribers, we've done a little nice giveaway and now the winners are selected. Again, you can check out the description below this video. So in the previous video I announced this giveaway, and now you can go there and see if you won our prizes. And in case you didn't win our prize in a giveaway, don't worry, because I have one more good thing for you. I've been thinking how I can help our community during this coronavirus crisis, and well, just as you can see, I'm thinking hard here about the game, but obviously I've been thinking hard how I can help you to spend this lockdown time being productive. And therefore what I've decided to do is that a lot of people ask me which of our courses they should start from or which ones to pick, because we've got so many. Over 10 years of work in the Remote Chess Academy, we have done 30 plus premium courses. And so what I've done is I've picked the 5 which have proven to be, the best performers for our students, and I've united them into this one bundle, and you can now get it with almost 80% discount, which is something which I've never done. I have never done anything even close to that, so it's like the biggest discount ever, and probably I'll never do it again. Again, I'm doing this just for this very special occasion, so that you guys can can spend this time doing something that can help you reach your goals and get out of this crisis being even better. And now we're back with this puzzle that we started off from. It is white to play. Just to make it clear, this is the white side of the board, meaning black's pawns are going forward, like that's the direction where black's pawns are moving. As we can see, white has an extra queen, which gives white a significant material advantage, but there is an obvious problem. Right on the next move, black is gonna play pawn to b2, checking the white's king, and then on the next move this pawn is going to be promoted into a new queen. Also notice that black has this very nicely placed bishop on h7, which controls the white squares around the white's king, and therefore all in all it makes it really almost impossible to stop this very straightforward threat despite of having an extra queen. Do you know what should white do here? If you wish, you may pause the video for a few seconds and try to find the solution, but let me warn you, it's not easy. And the way to go is white should really do something to stop black from playing pawn to b2, and therefore white must play a forcing move. And the most forcing move in chess is a check, because check forces an opponent to do something about his king. And in this case, the only way that white can do to deflect black from this pawn b2 move is by giving away the knight. And therefore, its knight goes to c2. Now, what should black do now? Well, the most natural move is bishop takes c2. But here, there is a little problem that black now experiences. On the next move, when black plays pawn to b2, the white's king, instead of moving away, it can capture this bishop on c2 because it will be left unprotected. And using this motif, white can currently play queen to b8, so that on the next move, when black tries playing b2, and really has nothing to do because otherwise white is ready to deliver checkmate along the a file. Therefore black really has to do something. And if he tries pawn to b2, now it does not work, because as we discussed, white can just grab the bishop, and notice that the black's pawn cannot really go forward because this square is already controlled by the white's queen. Therefore, in this variation, white is just winning. On the next move, he'll be playing that queen a7 checkmate. Alright, we came back almost to the starting position of this puzzle. The starting position was before white played knight to c2, and now after white made that move, we have just analyzed that taking this knight by the bishop is losing for black. But what else can black do? Taking it by the pawn is probably the weakest choice for black, because now these pawns are blockaded, and therefore white will win easily just thanks to his extra queen. For example, he can just grab that pawn on h4, attacking the bishop, and again preparing this checkmate along the a file. And therefore, yeah, here white wins really easily. That's not the way to go for black. And the final option for black, which is the strongest option, is just to move the king away. And it's the strongest option because it keeps the black's main threat alive. Black is still gonna play pawn to b2 check and then promote it into a new queen, which once again forces white to do something forcing. I'm sorry for this repetition, but yeah. So again, white has to play check, which is knight b4 check. This time it is a double check, because not only the knight delivers check, but it's also a discovered check from the white's queen, which forces black to move his king. And the most natural way to move the king is by playing king to a1, so that he keeps his main threat alive. Pawn to b2, and then pawn goes to b1. And at this point it may seem like there's nothing white can do about that anymore. Maybe white can go knight to c2 back, and that would be quite an unusual perpetual check, which white may deliver here, but can white win? That's the question. And it turns out that he can, by sacrificing the queen, playing queen to a2. Really, a very shocking move, giving away the queen and just leaving white with his lonely knight. But it turns out that after this sacrifice, the black's king is locked in the corner, and the only thing white need to do in order to deliver a checkmate is just to make a check, which is what he do by bringing his knight to b3 square. And he can do this by playing knight to c6, aiming at d4 square firstly, and regardless of what black does, let's say he plays pawn to h3, white goes knight d4, threatening knight b3 checkmate on the next move. There's nothing black can do about that, even though he can take control over the b3 square by playing bishop to g8, but in this case white can deliver a hook from the other side by playing knight to c2 checkmate. And now let me show you the last option that was still there that we have not analyzed yet. So once again, white plays knight to c2 check in the starting position, and we know already that king to a2 is the strongest reaction for black. Now white makes this check, knight to b4 check, and we discovered how white is gonna win the game in a really amazing way if black goes king to a1. But what if he goes king a3? This is also a really viable option for black, because again, his main threat of pawn to b2, pawn to b1 is still there, and white still has a really hard time preventing it. But the way to do this is first of all by playing knight to d3. Temporarily the knight controls this square, and therefore black can't play b2 anymore, because in that case white would just capture that pawn with the knight. And then on the next move, he will recapture by the queen, saving his queen and decisive material advantage. Therefore, that's not the way to go for black. But of course, the main question is, what if black simply take the knight? Now it may seem like white is even losing the game, because, really black is going to play this b2 pawn advancement on the next move. However, white can play queen d6 check. We already know that white basically is forced to deliver checks all the time, so that's the way to go. And then after black goes king a2, which he should do to support his pawn advancement, now there is a really tricky thing that white can do. Again, white can't just do any usual move because of b2 and then followed by b1 promoting a new queen. But he can play queen to d5, a really subtle, cool move which puts the pin on this pawn temporarily. Therefore, white can't move this pawn right now, and on the next move, white is ready to play queen a5, delivering a checkmate. And funnily enough, there is nothing that black can do about this. And by using this pin in the end of this position, white wins the game in this variation just as well. So it's been a really cool puzzle. What I like the most about it is that almost in every sideline there was something amazing and something unexpected. Let me know in the comments below if you managed to find the winning continuation of this puzzle in the starting position, and if you did, I gotta tell you that you have significant potential in chess because the puzzle is really difficult. But whatever it is, don't worry, the puzzle was again very difficult, so if you couldn't solve it, no worries. I'm pretty sure that most chess players would not be able to do that. Anyway, have a great rest of the day, take care, bye bye.